So this video is a video about multiplying and dividing integers. Remember, integers are whole numbers that can be either positive or negative. They are numbers that are not decimals or fractions. So you multiply and divide integers the same way you multiply and divide any number, remembering these few rules. If you have a positive integer and you multiply or divide it by another positive integer, your answer will be positive. Let me make that a P. If you have a positive integer and you multiply or divide that by a negative integer, your outcome will be negative. Sorry, that should have been P down. If you have a negative integer and you multiply and divide it by a positive integer, your answer will be a negative. And if you have two negative integers, so multiply or divide two negative numbers, your answer will be positive. To give you some examples for this, 6 times 3 equals, well, we have a positive times a positive, so we know our answer will be positive, and 6 times 3 is 18. If we do negative 4 times 7, well, we have a negative times a positive, so we know our answer will be a negative answer. 4 times 7 is 28, so our answer to that one is negative 28. If you do 8 times negative 2. A lot of times you'll see the negative number in parentheses, so you know that that goes with the number. A positive times a negative is a negative number, and 8 times 2 is 16, so your answer to that one is 16. And if you do something like negative 5 times negative 10 equals a negative times a negative is a positive number, and 5 times 10 is 50. So that is the answer to that one. Now, similarly, dividing, I'm going to go through a couple examples with you too. Let me change my color here. Okay. If you have a positive 40 divided by a positive 5, positive divided by positive is a positive number. 40 divided by 5 is 8. 8 is the answer here. If you take negative 42 and divide it by 6. A negative divided by a positive is a negative. 42 divided by 6 is 7. The answer to this problem is negative 7. If you have 21 divided by negative 3, 21 is positive divided by a negative. That's going to be a negative number there. 21 divided by 3 gives us 7. That also is negative 7. And negative 100 divided by negative 50 equals a negative divided by a negative is a positive number. 100 divided by 50 is 2. You can either write it as positive 2 or you can just simply write it as 2. Now, you won't always get whole number answers. For example, if you have a number like negative 1 divided by positive 2 equals, I would recommend finding the sign first so that you don't miss it later. Negative divided by a positive is a negative, and 1 divided by 2 is 1/2. You can write it either as a fraction or as a decimal. So sometimes you will not get integer answers specifically when you are dividing integers, but the rules still follow the same.